Ndị be anyị kene m unu asị nke ụbọchị nkịta mara na Igbo na mma anyị si ka nkonye chidi ya zelu ya dịka o si dị ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-ewetara nye bụ ozi dịka anyị si kwuo nkwa n'iru akwụkwọ anyị ga na-ewetara update gbasara maka ya bụ ife n'ime n'obodo nọ n'ime ya ndị nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azụ n'iru akwụkwọ o nwere ife anyị ga-etinyere unu ya ege mana before anyị etinyere that in o ife nchọ ka anyị kwuo gbasara maka ya bụ ife tupu anyị egosizi unu ya bụ ife unu ya ege ya Gumi ọ na-agwa Federal Government of Nigeria to arm ndị Igbo youth to fight IPOB. Ya alụ ọ na-atịlị Federal Government alụ ije otu a because ife ngeji kpọ ya ije otu nọ ije otu ka ọ bụ itinyelu ndị Igbo youth alụ to fight IPOB n'ụdị gịnị okay na-aghọta n'ụdị gịnị ka o eji wee kwu ya as an IPOB become a violent organization, people asking for justice, equity and fairness. Are they violent? Are they violent? That is my question. Tupu anyị rapụ unu ege ife eji maka ya wee bịa. Ndị Igbo na Gumi na-asị federal government ya amụ ndị Igbo youth ya Igbo's youth to fight IPOB. N'ụdị gịnị? N'ụdị na IPOB the violent ka ọ na gịnị? Achọrọ m ịghọta the reason o ji make that statement.
Interesting news. Sheikh Gumi to the federal government. Train and arm Igbo youths to fight IPOB. Sheikh Gumi is advising the federal government to train and arm Igbo youths to fight IPOB. Now, these are questions I want to ask. What is IPOB fighting for? 20 marks. What is IPOB fighting for? Why is IPOB created? Why did Nnamdi Kanu and co, whoever created IPOB, why did they create IPOB? You see, when Northerners react to what is happening in Biafra land, I sometimes shake my head and ask questions. Do these people understand the reasons why people create groups like IPOB, BLA, to fight for Biafra agitation? You have 20 marks. Why is IPOB created? For you to now ask the federal government to train and arm Igbo youths to fight IPOB. Popular Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has proposed the training and arming of youth in the southeast to combat the activities of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. In an interview with Blueprint, Sheikh Gumi suggested that the most effective way to address terrorism and crisis in the southeast is by deploying young individuals familiar with the terrain against insurgents. He cited the examples of Asai Dokubo and Topolo in Niger Delta, who were transformed from warlords into protectors of government investment in the creeks and enforcers against unrepentant criminals. Now, Sheikh Gumi is advising the federal government on how to tackle terrorism in the southeast, as if IPOB is a terrorist group. Well, we may differ with our opinions on IPOB. You see IPOB as a terrorism group. Some people else may see it as a different group agitating for the Igbo people, the injustice. I have said it before that instead of us to start moving round and round without achieving anything, let us address the root cause of these agitations. Now, the current government in power is further proving to the Southeasterners that they are not really part of this organization called Nigeria. Look at the appointments. Look at how Igbos are left out in the appointments. We are not complaining, but what we are just asking is that these 5 plots of lands, please allow us go. That is just what they are saying. Anything other than that is not, nobody is going to drag. Should be Lagos State, the Southwest, and everybody, they have IGR. They have all it takes to stand as a state or a country or a region. Why not get us into resource control, regionalism, and also balkanization? That's what we are asking. Nobody's asking for anything more than that. If a Sheikh Gumi will have the guts to start advising the federal government on how to tackle the IPOB in the southeast, then we must all be mad. Sheikh Gumi should face what is happening in the northern part of Nigeria and first deal with the bandits. Under Tinubu's government alone, 2 insurgent groups have evaporated from where I don't know. The one is Lukurawa and the one is Akwad or in Kaduna State. So Sheikh Gumi, who is fraternizing with bandits that are killing people, killing farmers, destroying lands, destroying the economy of the north, should further look at how he can advise the federal government on tackling bandits in northern Nigeria than focusing on the southeast. Enough of it at this point in time. Gumi to government, train and arm Igbo youths to fight IPOB. No, IPOB is Igbo youth. Igbo youth is IPOB. Whether you like it or not, that is the reality. I've told you before that all these governors, all these presidents, all these politicians that you think they're not supporting the Biafran cause, an average Igbo man with Igbo blood supports Biafra, whether you like it or not. An average Yoruba man with Yoruba blood supports Oduduwa. An average Fulani man, I don't want to put Hausa and Middle Belt there because that one is fake organization. An average Fulani man will support Arewa or Mietiala. Whether the person is the president, Buhari was president of Nigeria and Mietiala had the free day. So everybody have their agenda. So you cannot be advising government to train and arm Igbo youth to fight IPOB. It will not be possible. They tried it so many times. They tried with Ebuwagu, it did not work. I'm trying to advise the federal government also to understand that what is needed in the southeast is to address the injustice. Look at the MBS statistics. Now the southeast is lagging behind because of the so-called injustice. And the federal government at the center choosing leaders for us in the southeast. These leaders that are leading in the southeast, we are not our choice. Someone like Hope Uzodinma, most of these leaders, you impose it on us and you are now imposing statistics on us. We have leaders that we want to choose, but you find a way to manipulate the elections and impose leaders on the people. Look at Hope Uzodinma, an example. Look at Mwifuru. We are Republicans in nature in the southeast. Please, those who are advising the federal government to focus on their own region and make sure that they get rid of that region of bandits Lukarawa, Iswap and Boko Haram, and even the one Akwad that is just springing up from Kaduna State. See, they have seen us finish in the southeast, and I blame the leaders, the political leaders in the southeast, the Ohanezes and co. I blame them. These guys are not visionary. You are just there replacing. Look at what's happening in the southwest. Look at how they address the issue of even Sharia. Ekiti state government came out and made an official statement that Sharia, even a traditional leader came out and said, disband the Sharia. Elders in the southwest take decisive decisions on important issues. But we see elders in the north, in the southeast, I don't know what they are doing. I don't know why God created them at all to become elders in the southeast. There's nothing tangible they are doing that is going to benefit the southeast. Why are they even Ohanese at the end of the day? Look at a Gumi amongst every other person that is supposed to be prosecuted for having to know so much about these bandits of a thing. If we had somebody like Gumi in the person of Fadambaka in the southeast, Fadambaka would have been under scrutiny and in DSS custody. If we had Gumi is a cleric, is a pastor, is an imam in the north. If we had somebody like Fadambaka, knowing the whereabouts of IPOB and whatever, knowing their camps and everything, they will have put more effort on scrutinizing Fadambaka than what they are doing to Sheikh Gumi. They will have tried to harass, intimidate, and arrest Fadambaka. Tells you a lot about the Igbo people. Focus on the root cause of this issue. This is injustice. Every other person, this is injustice. Just a PTOB yesterday came out to become president. All hell let loose. People just sprung up and started pushing bigotry. All of a sudden, what was just minute, they started elevating it. They made it a big deal. And all of a sudden, they are trying to tarnish the image of P2B. You know what I like about P2B is that P2B, they are surprised that with all the image, whatever we are doing, damage we are doing on P2B, if this guy posts one thing, many people will watch him. It might be even possible that they watch it much more than their Messiah. They are surprised at that. And they're surprised that people still follow P2B and understand, and people want to associate with him. Look at the campaign, the denigration on a particular person, P2B. They had to attach the NSAS protest with P2B, knowing fully well that a show there came out and said, I am fully involved, I'm leading. P2B has not said anything about the end bad governance protest. The protest, they always tagging P2B up and down. Shows you a lot about the injustice meted on the Igbo people. We have said it before that if you do not address the root cause of all these things, you are just running around. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do if you don't address the root cause of what is happening in the Southeast today. We want our governors to wake up. We love what Enugu and Abia is doing. Other governors, they should wake up. Every region has an agenda. I will repeat it. I will keep on repeating it. Every region has an agenda, and they need to be up and doing to fix Igbo land. Because the enemies that are against us are much more now. Much more. What we need to do is that what we have in our hands now, we should utilize it. We don't want criminal and stealing people, embezzling governors. We don't want them. We don't want people like Hope Uzodinma and Wilfred of Ebonyi State. We don't want them. We don't want Prof. Soludo. We don't want those kind of leaders. We have been crying. Now we are crying now. You manipulate elections and you give us leaders. At the end of the day, you now bring NBS statistics and put it upon us. We agree that the Southeast is behind with this task of a thing. But people that understand finance, that understand economics, will tell you that, see, it is not about tax and IGR. It is about Human Development Index. I laugh when a Sheikh Gumi will come out and talk. For a very long time, he has not said anything because maybe he's afraid of being arrested. He has not said anything at all. I've not heard him. Sometimes I go to his handle and page to see if he has said anything. Now, it is about the Igbo people that he has grown muscle. He has grown, he has the wings now. He has the guts to start talking about Igbo people. Leave Igbo people out of your mouth. Sheikh Gumi, there's much more you need to do in the northern part of Nigeria. A village head was beheaded by ISWAP. None of you, Atiku, none of you from the north, Kwankwaso, none of you said anything about it. That means you people support the jihadis that is going on. The killings that have been happening in Benue State, you have not said one thing about it. That means you people are in support of the jihadism that is going on in Benue State, the central part of Nigeria. So leave the Southeast and P2B alone. Understand that you have your peculiar challenges. Focus on your peculiar challenges. I want to tell my Igbo people, leave the Southwest politics alone. It is now high time for everybody to focus on how to make sure that the Southeast is viable. Leave them with their politics. Leave them. What are you looking for in the Southwest? What is your problem? You have not put your house in order. You are trying to put other people's house in order. What is your problem? This is a big problem amongst our Igbo people. Leave them. Focus on the Southeast and see how you can fix it. We keep on shouting and shouting till thy kingdom come. We need to start building the broken walls in the Southeast. Now, I'm not shocked that the Northerners are now picking on the Igbos because of an MBS report, of which that MBS report, I believe, it has a tone. It's singing reggae. The MBS report is singing reggae. We understand. Since this administration took over, and since many people have been activated online to start pushing an agenda, many people have been activated to start pushing an agenda. Now we have been having reports upon reports. If you watch the MBS reports, different reports trying to bring regions and this and that, they are now active because there's an agenda, and they have succeeded in that agenda. Now you want to divert people's attention from the real things that are happening under Tinubu's government. Before you know, boju, you see that you are in 2026, and you now understand that Tinubu has nothing to offer when it comes to governance. Nothing when it comes to governance. I'm not against the fact that I'm supporting him for restructuring, but governance, he doesn't get close. Now, he will not. You can gaslight people because we know that some people are good at it and they understand the psychology of Nigerians. Nigerians have low retentive memory. Nigerians are emotional. You understand their psychology. and they are even attacking the obedient movement. Obedient movement constitute most of these Nigerians, and they understand the psychology and they hit them front, left, right, and center. But there's one thing they are going to be assured that when it is close to 2026, the tide will change. Banter for banter, bigotry for bigotry. That is from the obedient camp. You understand? But this one, Northerners are coming up because of an MBS report calling the southern part of Nigeria parasites, especially the southeast parasite. Southwest is now highlighting some aspects of this MBS report and hitting the southeast, saying that only your state was able to generate IGR more than the whole of southeast. And if you tell me, I understand what you're saying. We failed in that part. The southeast have failed in IGR or tax generation, whatever it is. But you need to understand, but your tax generation is useless without human development index. Don't let your politician deceive you. You see, an Igbo man that is the southeast region that might not be able to remit VAT might be having to do well much more. The poverty rates might reduce. The reduction in poverty rate will be lower than every other region that you think may have turned out enough VAT. And I've said it before, that an Igbo person is in Oyo State paying VAT, left his hometown paying the VAT. An Igbo person is in Lagos State, left his own hometown, abandoned his hometown, setting up businesses and paying VAT in another city, another country. They are also in Kaduna, Meduguri. When I heard the report of the flood in Meduguri, that most businesses that were affected were Igbo businesses. Tell you a lot about these Igbo people. They are everywhere, all around, doing businesses, paying taxes, IGR. What if we Igbos come together and harness all these things and bring it into the southeast? Don't you think it's possible? No, it is possible. Don't think that if we don't leave our state, we'll all be. Population is key, especially with this Nigeria of the thing. Population is key. It will attract development. It will attract infrastructure. I'm telling you, we have the land to grow what we eat. We have resources. We have the clouds to push what we want to push for. Not all this one they are doing on social media. There are so many people on social media pushing all sorts of things against the Igbo people, and some Igbo people also pushing back or pushing all sorts of things against the Yoruba people. That's not what we need. We need to focus on the wealth and the development of the southeast region. That's what we need to focus on. Leave the Asari Dokubo, leave the South, leave the Kwere, those that say we are not Igbo, leave them alone. Let us focus on building the foundations of the southeast. I know that Boko Haram is an ideology to push for jihadism in disguise, and it's a Fulani ideology to also use jihadism to displace people of their farmlands and take over the government of the northern part of Nigeria, and also extend it to the south, southwest, and southern part of Nigeria. We know that is what the Fulani wants. Let them focus. Ahmed Gumi, that is what you need to focus on. You don't understand what IPOB stands for. If you really understand, if you want to tell yourself the truth, anybody that is lashing on IPOB, if you are given a question to answer, what does IPOB stand for? What are their? Why are they agitating? Why are the IPOB agitating? Why? If you be answering that question sincerely, you will know that you have been gaslighting yourself for a very long time. The IPOB, they are not interested in anything in security. They are interested in fairness, justice, and equity. If you give the Igbos that fairness, that chance, if you don't collaborate against them, to fight against them, they will not be asking for Biafra in the first place. But because the constituted government is bent on relegating the Igbo people because of a particular kind of hatred they have for these people, the agitation would not stop. I've told you, you don't kill an ideology by force. You use ideology to beat ideology. What is the ideology of the Nigerian government against the ideology of the IPOB? What is the ideology? If your ideology is not superior, it can't go anywhere. That's why there can't be negotiation. There can't be boardroom sitting whereby people will reconcile. Nothing between the IPOB. See, IPOB has come to stay. It's not something that you wish away. Usually, it wasn't like IPOB They now give it a nomenclature. IPOB is in various countries of the world. Various countries have IPOB. So there's nothing you can do to these guys than find a way to dialogue with them. Using Igbo youths to do one or two things is just a waste of time. And also, you are wasting the destinies and future of those Igbo youths. What you need to do is to dialogue and restructure the country. That's what you need to do. That's the most important thing that we need now. So that the Southeast will not be a parasite. So that the North will not be a parasite. Because if you continue like this and start calling the Southeast parasite, that means you are the one shooting yourself in the leg. You have parasites amongst you. You have people that are parasites amongst you. And you allow them. Why don't you let them go? That's just the clean and clear thing. Let them go. But you won't let them go because you are deceiving yourself with the MBS statistics. I'm telling you. That does not warrant that. The lives of people in those states that are churning 2.7 trillion are better than any other person in another state that is churning 60 billion. That does not warrant that. We know the games that these guys are playing. We know the gimmicks. We know how far they are going with the propaganda on the Southeast. They are playing the script now. Usually it was Yoruba North. Now, Middle Belt North. From Middle Belt North now, Igbo. So that's how they are going to push it all around. They will be playing that script, going up and down. And you forget that there's a government in power. I told somebody before the elections that if Tinubu enter, you go see him when. Yeah, it's just like that rat that will bite you. When he bites you, now we blowing breeze. Copy. He will bite you and be blowing breeze. They will be impoverishing you. Your generations to come, they will impoverish them. They will not be giving reasons why they are impoverishing you. And they'll just play one jamboree for you. We are working. Tiwa, this, that. If you are trying to get sense now, they'll not bring. Don't let those Igbo people, don't let those Hausa people, they bring division. Once you get in, they have gotten you people. This is how we did over and over again. I'm yet to see a leader that have the people at heart. Because if you have any leader that have the people at heart, they are going to first dismantle the cabals, the upper class that has been making the country over the years. Because these guys will never rest until they get their interests served. And however, if their interest is served, the people will not benefit. That's what the reality we are getting, the reality we have today. So let the Northerners be hallucinating on the Southeast, whatever is IPOB. Let them know. Only God knows.
ndị be anyị kwadalụ dị nne n'ume Igbo kunu si wee soro anyị n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uruchi nkịta dịka anyị na-ewetara unu ya bụ ozi gbasịta maka the update on Biafran Prime Minister n'iru akwụkwọ. Anyị chọrọ ịma ife unu chere n'ụdị nke unu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile, all these points nwanne anyị nwoke list n'iru akwụkwọ and ife ọkọwagasị ka unu si ghọta ya n'ụdị nke unu. Anyị chọrọ ịma ife unu chere n'ụdị nke unu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife. Drọpụrụ anyị ya your own comment on the comment section below. Ngwadalụ dị nne na ụmụnne m ka emesịanụ ụmụ Igbo.